Hey, do you ever watch a video covering the anti-piracy measures of a game you've never heard about and immediately think, that actually looks like a lot of fun to make in Unity? Yeah, me neither. That would be ridiculous.
Expressing disbelief at someone doing something you've done yourself would be described as ironic.
Yeah, no kidding. Thanks. This is Tempest, an arcade shooter with unique visuals and very interesting level design. And that's literally all I know about it, so let's get started. The first step is to replicate the shape of a level. I was thinking that you could render a 2D level onto a plane and then warp the plane into a cylinder shape. Kinda like this. Unfortunately, Blender can't do it perfectly, so I will need to generate the level shapes at runtime. Great.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't.
Only an hour and a half later, and I can generate a tube shape completely from path data. With the camera projecting the level onto the tube texture, I think you can start to see how this is all ideally going to work. Alright, but enough with the bunny. She's great, but not actually part of the game. A shocker, I know.
This again could be described as ironic.
Stop it. I created the player ship and made it correctly move around the level. Unfortunately, I'm already starting to get distracted by the visuals. I love how this glow effect is turning out, but it's not good that I'm already distracted. I think part of the problem is that I've already recreated everything I know about Tempest. And you know what? Tempest sucks. Sorry to say it. I will now be taking inspiration from my favorite game, Geometry Wars. They may have taken some inspiration from Tempest, but who cares? After a while, I was able to create 5 different kinds of enemies. The hardest part was actually creating the unique shapes for all of them. After some modifications, I can now spawn the enemies in either a line or cube pattern. Finally, I have configured the game to randomly spawn all of the patterns. It's still a little hectic because there's no cohesive level design, but it feels pretty fun so far. Now, making actual levels is hard, and I'm not really about that. I'd rather give the game some oomph, so to speak. Oh my god! It's actually working how I imagined. This is exactly what I wanted the game to do. It's so cool. Speaking of oomph, the level transitions are now functional. Obviously, the level won't still be playing when this happens, but for now, who cares? Next up is power-ups, or I guess I should say singular power-up. As you collect fragments, your ship will power up and enter hyper overdrive, which is a fancy way of just saying you shoot faster. Either way, it's solid. Moving on, how come it seems like you can never get a sine wave working the first time? It shouldn't be this hard every time. Finally, I have it working, and I think this will be the perfect stage for the boss. His development won't be very interesting, so let's just jump to the end. Yeah, so game's done. You can play it yourself over at itch.io. I think the final game is pretty fun, and I learned a lot. That's all I got for today. Enjoy the gameplay, and I'll catch you guys next time. Adios.